Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex, and if you're new here, I have a goal this year of 2022 to reach 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. So if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you do like the video, go ahead and leave a like. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. If you're anything like me, then you probably discovered YouTube at a relatively young age. The first experiences I ever had with the platform were with all the classic viral videos of the mid to late 2000s. However, I soon stumbled upon a newer emerging genre on YouTube right around the same time, and that genre of videos was YouTube Let's Plays. When I first started watching Let's Plays, I was probably around elementary school age, and I was really into Pokemon. I had a bunch of Pokemon cards. I would take them to school to trade them with friends. I got my Pokemon cards stolen, probably just like every other little kid in the world has had happen to them. Which, side note, why is that a thing? Why did people just steal your Pokemon cards? That's messed up. But anyway, I was really into Pokemon at the time, and I would always play Pokemon Fire Red because that was pretty much the only game that I had. I had a Nintendo DS, and I played Game Boy games on it. It is what it is. If you've been there, you know what it is. But I would spend hours playing this game. I tried to catch all the Pokemon because as a dumb child, I did not realize that companies sold different versions of the game with different exclusive Pokemon so that they could make more money. And so I spent hours and hours trying to find all the Pokemon that were exclusive to other versions of the game, but never finding them. Anyway, I would spend hours playing this game, and eventually, after all of these hours of playing Pokemon Fire Red, it got a little stale, it got a little dull. And that's when I found my first YouTube Let's Play. It was a Pokemon Fire Red Let's Play, and it was by a YouTuber that goes by the name of Chugga Conroy. It was the same game I had been playing, but through the perspective of somebody else. And to me, that was extremely interesting. And from there, I found a new type of video that I really enjoyed watching. And that was the Let's Play videos. But now today on YouTube, Let's Plays are extremely different than they were back then. Like, more so to where they might not even be in the same genre. I can't pinpoint a specific time to when Let's Plays rose to popularity, but I remember it seeming to gain traction around the early 2010s as more and more people realized that you could make it big on YouTube and make money. And so because of that, YouTube was just flooded with people playing games and recording their voice over it. And I was here for it. I'm not gonna lie, I was here for it. I was subscribed to so many different Let's Play channels at the time. But I think the biggest one that we all know is PewDiePie, right? As of now, he has probably a little over 110 million subscribers. I'm not sure on that, but it's got to be somewhere around there. And he was the perfect example of what people wanted to see from YouTube Let's Plays. If I had to give a year to the peak of Let's Plays in popularity, I would probably say around 2017 or 2018, 2016, somewhere around that range in the mid 2010s. And I think that's because a lot of just fun cooperative games came out for people to play. And one of them that got incredibly popular and is still popular to this day is Minecraft. And that was really appealing to kids like me who didn't have as much money to be able to afford these games, but still got to have that gaming experience. And the more Let's Plays grew and the more collaborative they became, the more YouTube began to see the creation of group channels. Some of the notable examples that I can think of group Let's Play channels include channels like The Creatures, Rooster Teeth, Cow Chop, Funhouse, Sugar Pine 7. All of these are relatively popular or were relatively popular at the time. And it led to kind of this creative evolution of these Let's Play YouTubers where they weren't just stuck, but they were able to produce shorts or comedic skits or any number of other video opportunities that they were able to put out to the audiences that they had at the time. And it was great until the first roadblock showed up. The apocalypse was when YouTube had kind of a dramatic shift towards more family-friendly content, because up until the time, YouTube was like the Wild West of the internet. You could do whatever you wanted, you could post whatever you wanted, and there were minimal repercussions. But because of that, there were some pretty horrific things that ended up on the internet. And unfortunately for a lot of Let's Play channels, as YouTube underwent this change, their channels kind of suffered because they were not what would be considered family friendly. Some of them did have a lot more mature content in the way of language or crude humor, and that's just kind of how it is. You can put whatever you want on there, but you can't control what happens after that. And what happened was their channels began to be demonetized. And because of that, they started to struggle. It was a discouraging time for many of the creators and even led to some of them leaving YouTube entirely. And one of the groups that was affected most by this adpocalypse were the Let's Players. Especially those Let's Players who would post a lot of edgier content. This even affected YouTube's biggest creator, PewDiePie, who would find himself in the face of controversy time and time again. And because of that, the Let's Play genre as a whole began to decline in popularity, not only with audiences, but with advertisers. And it seemed kind of like the end of the golden age of YouTube. But YouTube Let's Plays are still alive today, just not quite the same as they were before. They aren't the dominating force that they used to be, and that's due not only to the apocalypse that I talked about earlier, but also just the fact that audiences and people who were watching Let's Plays grew up. Everybody changes, everybody grows, and as we go throughout life, we have different interests. We find enjoyment in different things. And the same thing is true for creators, especially the Let's Players. They grew up. They found different interests. A lot of them, as they grew up, they moved on to different things. They moved on to different type of content. And they didn't give up playing games entirely, but it wasn't the same dedication that there was before to insanely long playthroughs of new games when they would come out. It seems like Let's Plays today are more about posting highlights of funny moments, which is okay. If that's what people find creative fulfillment in, that's awesome. Nowadays, most of the gaming on the internet has moved over to Twitch or other live streaming platforms just because, for whatever reason, people enjoy watching that more. There are still a lot of people that are posting Let's Plays and keeping the genre alive today. It's cool to know that there will always be a part of my childhood and your childhood that will continue to be forever on the internet. Alright everybody, that is the video. If you did enjoy it, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Like I said, I do have that goal this year to reach 1 million subscribers. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.